Hi, welcome to the all-new course named Mastering the Fundamentals of RESTful API Design. This is the course description that we're going to go through to get familiar with the material that we're going to learn throughout the course. My name is Farhad Aftekari and I'm the lecturer of this course. The material of this course description would be, well, talking about the course description, what topics we're going to expect throughout the learning the course, what are the assignments, practical arrangement, the assessment way, how you get your grades, and then what are the references for the material of this course. Well, I'm pretty excited to start this course after a while. This is a very nice course to get familiar with the fundamentals of API design. So the goal is for you to be familiar with APIs, what is the concept of API design, how to design an API-based solution, and then we're going to go through the API design steps and API design approaches. We're going to get familiar with the concepts, try our best to do it in a practical way, and then we're going to make sure that the students is familiar with the different API styles, and then we're going to go and gain a deeper knowledge in REST concept. What are the key differences and advantages over the other styles of competitors of like REST or the other concepts. And then finally, we're going to be familiar and understand security and performance concerns. So we divided the course into three different parts: introduction, intermediate, and advanced. The content of introduction part would be what is an API design, why we are using API, what makes a business service good and practical, how to use an API, clients using an API-based design, what does an API-based solutions consist of, API design decisions, API design in comparison with API architecture, why do we need API modeling languages, the steps to build an API and API value chain, understand your API consumers, and what do the developers as your consumers expect from your API, what is the approach for consumer-oriented design, and then API design and agile methodology, and then finally API design approaches, which consists 7 different phases that we're going to go through and be familiar with them. And then in the intermediate section of the course, we're going to get familiar with API description languages, the usage of them, limitations, API's responsibilities, API's properties, and then different API styles. These 4 styles are very important to learn. The comparison between them: REST, SOAP, RPC, 8OAS, or ETS. It depends what kind of pronunciation you would like to actually do. So it has a very funny name, but it's up to you how to pronounce it. And then we are specifically gonna compare REST and SOAP because they are the most actually being used as styles. And then we're gonna get familiar with the REST concept, comparison between REST concept and HTTP concept as well. What are the resources, the status codes, URI, API-based URL naming tips also would be very important to learn. How to name your API-based URL, and then finally in API endpoints tips. And then finally in advanced section, we're going to get familiar with Richardson maturity model, content negotiation, parameters, HTTP methods, input and output validation, how to build API approaches, and then dealing with backend errors, non-functional properties of APIs, security concerns, security mechanisms, performance and availability, caching, traffic shaping as a load balancer, how to actually use a load balancer and what is load balancer in a project, agile and API, well, the purpose of usage of agile methodology in API design, and what is the backward compatible changes, versioning concept, and developers and open APIs, and API consumers types, API consumers considerations, SLA management, which is also a very interesting topic, well, all of them are. And then API testing tools and API statistics. So we're going to cover almost anything related to the fundamentals of API design. And then let's see how it goes with the content. So as usual, we're going to have assignments. It's mandatory for students to fill out the assignments and submit their assignments to pass the course. And assignments also consist problem solving exercises, and then some videos and some self-learning parts. And here's also the practical arrangement of the course, which makes this course a 6-credit course. And this is the way we divided the assessment part. So 14% to assignments, 14% to project, and 20% to the quiz, which the students need to do in the portal. And well, we have the grading scale, but for online courses, we can give pass and fail grade to the students. And our reference is going to be the tutorial videos that is being created for this course, and also the slides. So thank you for your consideration, and looking forward to see you in the first part of the course.